Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of my podcast, Don't Rush Me, by me, Rashmi. Today, we'll speak about the responsible 30s. You've been on my journey so far, where we began off with the absolute need to pause in our life, moved on to our teenage years, where we spoke about how everyone in their teenage years is so exploratory, to our feisty 20s, where we really go out there and get things done. Which brings us to our 30s, our responsible 30s. In your 30s, you have this sense of stability where you're consolidating things. And I say this from experience. Because in our 30s, both our professional and our personal lives are in a stage of growth. And this growth only comes from stability. Personally, for me, I found out that in my professional life, I absolutely love public relations. PR is what I understand, is what I do, is what I know, is what I'm passionate about. And that has held me in good stead through the years, today, even today in my late 40s. On my personal front, what I realized is that my son, who was diagnosed as being on the autism spectrum, was something that was new to me, something alien, and that is something that I had to understand and then work towards. But during this consolidation phase, what really happens in your personal and your professional life is what will determine what will happen for the next 10, 20 years of your life. And if you rush around in this phase, trust me, you will lose at least a decade of your life. I would know it because I lost it. My son, like I said before, was diagnosed as being on the autism spectrum. So when you're in your 30s, all you're thinking about is how can I find an answer to this? How can I fix the problem? Only to later on really understanding and realizing that it's not a problem, it's a condition, it's a way of life, and you've got to work around that. But I didn't know that then. I had nobody, either like this podcast or anybody else, telling me that rushing around wasn't the answer to anything in life. So I rushed around and I lost a lot of time. I moved from one city to the other city, from one end of the city to the other end of the city, one therapy to the other therapy, going about mindlessly. As a result of that, my son actually regressed instead of progressing. He began showing more signs of discomfort. He began showing more signs of, hey, I'm not understanding what's happening to me. Neither are you as my parent. And that kind of made me pause. That in my 30s was my biggest lesson to pause. I realized that just by running around and trying to find an answer was not going to give me an answer. So we took a break. Like I said, your professional life in your 30s where you will be consolidating, where you'll be on much more stable grounds. It is exactly in your 30s that you will see how can I further hone my skills? What new courses can I do? What new things can I do? And I was doing all those in my field. And I completely knew, without a doubt, that public relations is what I would do for the rest of my life. Being in that stage, my stage was set. I was getting 25% increments every year. I was going to be up for a role, for a much larger role than I was. But the rush was too much around me because understanding what my son was going through on the autism spectrum, the effect it was having on the family, and what we were supposed to do, I just kept rushing so much that it came to a point where I said that if I don't take a pause, I will have a breakdown. And that's exactly what I did in my professional life. I took a break from the corporate life, went back to doing something of my own, again in the field of PR, because, like I said, PR for me is just a way of life. It's what I absolutely love and do. So I did that. And then when I was ready, when I was more stable, when I was more grounded, when I felt, yes, I now can go back and go into that whole corporate setup. I did go back and I'm glad I did because that again was so much learning, so much upskilling that has helped me go on to establish my own firm. So it is really important to understand whether you want to rush through your career, whether you want to really understand that this is what I like. The first step will in your career will essentially be that do I even like what I'm doing? Do I enjoy what I'm doing? Because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, if you don't like what you're doing, if it doesn't make you happy, you're going to look to weekends, you're going to look to your breaks. It's just going to be about living from one paycheck to the other. You're not going to build anything, not for yourself, not for the organization that you're working for. It's a complete, it doesn't work for anybody. So just think over if you like what you're doing. And if you don't, you always have a chance to pivot and to do something that you truly like. Because when you like something that you're doing, it becomes a way of your life. You really enjoy it, it shows on you, your health is better. And with that, you can also take other people who like that profession, who have the aptitude, who have the capability, the capacity for that profession. You can take them with you and you can grow. But that can only happen if you're very clear that this profession is what you want to do. I was clear of that, but there were so many things happening in my personal life that I chose my personal life because that really required me to get there, understand what was happening, set systems there, and then move back. And I'm glad I took that pause because that pause really helped both me and my child to understand things better and to grow as people and to actually find a way around autism and understand that autism was just a part of what my son was. He was far more than that. And that really helped. But that initial rushing around, where we went from therapies to therapies to therapies and doing things because there were so many voices, there were so many things about you can do it, you must go ahead and go full force. It really cost me at least easily 3, 4 years of my life, which are never coming back. So I urge you that you think over anything that comes in your life in your 30s, make a wise decision, and don't rush around so that you don't lose on that time. And like I was saying, it is my example, but if you're looking at everybody else in their 30s, by the 30s, you're pretty much clear that this is the person who's going to be your life partner. Make that decision, take that plunge if you're absolutely sure your life partner should have the same views that you have about life, the same goals that you have, the same basic structures that you believe in, the same belief system, the same values. If you have that in place, go ahead, tie the knot. And eventually, by the time that you leave your 30s, you will decide to have a family, whether it is a pet that you bring into your life or whether you decide to give birth to another human being or you decide to have multiple children and multiple pets, whatever works best for you. So, in your personal life, take that time, understand if this is what you want to do. Because your 30s are going to be a time when your professional career is also high, your personal life is also high. Now, you'll have to figure out that balance and figure out what you really want to focus on and how are you going to go about it. Because if you're going to get a child into this world, do you have enough support to raise that child? Do you have enough understanding? You're going to learn as a parent. There is no manual for parenthood. So you're going to learn things as you go ahead in that journey. But are you ready for it emotionally, physically, spiritually? Are you ready? Do you have the support system to manage? You can't just give birth to a child and say somebody else will manage it. So you've got to figure that out. You've got to figure out, can your professional life go a little slow for some time till you're building up your family and then it can pick steam. And trust me, it can pick steam even afterwards. So you make a choice in terms of what you want. And you can actually have both of them if you understand what is the time, what is the effort that you need to put to manage both of this. If you get a clear idea of that, you can manage these two things. So, in your professional life, in your professional and your personal life, you will have more stability, you will consolidate more, you will take teams along with you, you will build your own small team in your family. You will do that. So when you're doing that, see how best you can do it, see how much time, energy you need. You're always going to be the hero of your life, the hero or the heroine of your life, and you have to understand that you will need time for yourself. So take all that into consideration and make your decisions thoughtfully. Otherwise, like I lost 2, 3 years of my life, you would also end up losing that time, which is never going to come back to you. And when you're at that, see how you can really hone your skills. If you've got a profession that you really like and love, see what you can build on, see what you can do to really up your game, to be honest to that profession. Because when you're honest, when you have that integrity towards your profession, it pays you back much more than you can imagine. It's never, and I've always said that it's never about money. Money will eventually come as long as you're very good with your craft. So look at upskilling your craft. Also, in your personal life, see what you can do to be better because being a parent is not easy. Now, see how you can manage that because there is another life that is looking at you for values, looking at you for understanding things. Like my son looked at me for, like, hey, if you don't understand autism, what am I supposed to do with this? So they're going to look at you. Be mindful of that. You're also You're also at the best physical and mental and spiritual stage of your life. So see what else you can do with your life. Go to travel to places that you've never been to, have experiences that you've never had, anything that can enrich your life. But when you're doing all this, don't rush. Take your time, pause, think over it. And especially do not fall into the comparison trap. That is just the worst trap to fall into. Professionally, if there's somebody who's actually begun their own firm in their 30s and you're like, why am I still working for somebody else? Why am I still working for? Don't do that because you don't know the other side of being a CEO of your own firm. You don't know the sacrifices that go into it. You don't know the amount of pressure they have to go to ensure that people who are working for them are paid, that they themselves get some money. You have no idea about that. Working for a firm gives you a chance to be stable, gives you a chance to build things, gives you a chance to learn things. So there are always two sides to every coin. The grass is not greener everywhere that you look. The grass is only green where you water it. So focus on that element. See, in your personal life, there could be children who are on to their second, third children, and you've not had any children. Doesn't mean that you're late. It just means that you're not ready for that. When you're ready, go ahead with that, not as per somebody else's timeline. And you don't know what your own capacity and capability is. If you're comparing your life with somebody who's at, say, point D or E, and you have the capability of going to point Y and Z, do that. Nothing limits you. Certainly, don't let yourself and your need to compare yourself with somebody or society's need to get you to compare yourself with somebody. Don't let that come in the way. It's your life, your unique life. You're all unique. Just build it that way. And when you're building that, don't rush around. Pause. Pause and think over things because this is going to have a long term impact on your life. You're going to save on those many years. So in your 30s, go ahead. You're going to consolidate. You're going to be stable. You're going to build yourself. You're going to know what you are as a person. What is your personality? For example, now when I look back at my 30s, my husband clearly is somebody who's very good with pre-sales and sales, whereas I'm very good with people. And that is something that we've been from our 30s till now, where we are in our late 40s. We've just been that. That is the skill set that we've taken, whether we've worked for organizations or build something of our own. Those are your strengths. So you'll really figure out more about yourself, of what are your inner strengths and your areas that you need to work on in your 30s. So do that in your 30s. When you're doing that, you will inspire another generation. You will inspire your team to go ahead and achieve the goals that are set by the business. You're not going to get people who are going to be your cup of tea or somebody in your wavelength, and all that is not going to happen in your 30. You're going to get a wide array of people, but because you know yourself so well, you're going to be able to manage people and get them to achieve the goals that have been set. Similarly, in your personal life, it's your life. So there is zero rush in that life. If you look at all the celebrity weddings that have been happening, you see how they celebrate in their own way. They're not aping anybody else because that is something that they have really understood that it is their life and they will do what they want. And all of us have that absolute right. You don't have to live as per anybody's expectations, anybody's society's diktats or their framework. You have to do things when you are ready. It is not wrong to get married. It's not wrong to have children. Similarly, it's not wrong to not get married and not to have children. It's all about personal choices. Whatever you want, ask for it and you shall receive it. If you want to have children, don't go about saying, I'm really happy being a double income, no kids, and or I'm just happy being single when you actually want to have a partner. So be very careful of what you're putting out there to the universe. The universe hears and will give you that back. So your 30s is really a period of that when what you ask is what you will receive. So be very mindful of that and take all your decisions thoughtfully with a pause. And as we go through our 30s, we're actually then preparing to our 40s. And this will be the next episode that I do, where really in your 40s, it's all about your time and energy. And we'll speak more on that. But in your 30s, just strengthen everything, make the foundation very strong for the rest of your lives. And I wish you all the best. And as always, I look forward to your likes, comments, subscription, and sharing. And I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, have a lovely life, and do let me know if there's anything that you need me to speak on or any way that I can improve. Thank you so much for listening in. Bye.